Doesn't the L in Blade stand for Logos in X? Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to another video where we are once again discussing Xenoblade Chronicles X, in particular the ending of the trailer for the Nintendo Switch Definitive Edition remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it. I think remaster is probably a good word for it, just kind of based on, it looks like a lot of work's gone into it. The character models have been completely redone. They look really good. The game appears to have gotten a decent graphical overhaul, although who knows how much of that was just always in the game but being held back by the Wii U. We don't know yet, but specifically we want to talk about the end of the trailer. We want to talk about Lao lying on a beach and a mysterious stranger walking over to them. Now, in the last couple of videos, I've made no secret about me being of the opinion that we might potentially be looking at Malos just based on the sound of the character's voice in the English version of the video.
Meet me at the place of your awakening. Fancy seeing you here.
I don't know about any of the other trailers. We know that the Japanese doesn't sound like a particularly close match. I haven't tried any of the other languages. If you have, let me know. Was there a Spanish version? What did it sound like? German? Similar VAs? Let me know. What I do know is that I got a very interesting comment from someone who pointed out, doesn't the L in Blade stand for Logos in X? I didn't think so, but I decided to look it up. So here we are on the Xenoblade Wiki. Blade is an acronym for Builders of the Legacy After the Destruction of Earth. Pretty simple title, makes perfect sense. It's actually exactly what's happening in the game, right? Except that's just in the West. In Japan, it's different. In Japan, Blade stands for Beyond the Logos, Artificial Destiny Emancipator. Now, the English translation, right, it's definitely a forced acronym. Like, they really just wanted to call them Blade, and then they worked backwards from there, right? Builders of the Legacy After the Destruction of Earth. It does work, you know. I think it perfectly describes what you're doing throughout the game. The Japanese one's more interesting. I don't know what it means. Beyond the Logos, Artificial Destiny Emancipator. What does that mean? I now that I've read that, it sounds familiar. It sounds like I've heard people talk about this, but without any sort of clues hinting at, like, what is Beyond the Logos Artificial Destiny Emancipator? What is that? Like, that's kind of a spoiler for X when you find out sort of the truth of the people on the world. I don't want to go into that. But it doesn't really explain itself, even if you know all of the available secrets to find out in X. If you played through X, 100%ed it, done all the side content, you'd know the story inside and out. I still don't feel like that title makes sense with just the information given to us. But there's something interesting to that. Beyond the Logos. Now, why is that interesting? Well, the word Logos, if we head over to Britannica here, Logos, in ancient Greek philosophy and early Christian theology, the divine reason implicit in the cosmos, ordering it and giving it form and meaning. Or, if we go over to right over here where it's like really tiny, it says Greek word, reason, plan. More importantly, if we have a look at the Trinity Processor from Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3, we get the Trinity Processor is a collective of artificial intelligences that consists of 3 biocomputers: Ontos, Logos, and Numa. Obviously, Logos is the important one there, because Logos, if we click on that link, manifests as Malos in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Malos, Logos' incarnation in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and Torna, the Golden Country. There he is, and we've heard what he sounds like a number of times already over the last couple of days and the last couple of videos, and we know that it sounds shockingly similar to whoever is speaking at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Meet me at the place of your awakening. Fancy seeing you here.
I'm not saying that that's the case. I want to make it very clear. I'm not, like, digging my foot in and pounding my fist saying this is what it's gonna be. It could just be some guy. Okay, it could just be some guy who sounds similar, and there could be nothing more to it. All right? It could be some guy from Xenoblade Chronicles X with no connection, but I do think that there is, like this comment pointed out, there's something interesting beyond the Logos I'm struggling right now. Beyond the Logos Artificial Destiny Emancipator. Logos is part of the Trinity Processor, is Malos. By the way, in case you were wondering, I also found this interesting. I didn't know this before. Each of the processors has its own Bible verse from the Book of Proverbs inscribed on them in Latin. And for Logos, that would be 418. I actually opened the wrong one. Oh, no, I had the right one. Yeah, 1012 for Logos. Okay, that makes sense. This one makes much more sense. Because 418 is for Pneuma, and 418 is the path of righteousness is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. That makes perfect sense for Pneuma. But here we go. 10.2 is ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value, but righteousness delivers from death, which makes a lot of sense for Malos' character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that's all I'll say on that front, in case you haven't played it yet. By the way, I really wanted to open this up and then open this up and be like, huh? They're not that similar. You know, I mean, in a sense, they're both like dark-colored armor, but there's so many different armor types in Xenoblade that kind of look like this. Again, this looks, like I said in the last video, way more like a Mobius from Xenoblade 3 than it looks like Malos. I don't think there's much to that. But again, this design is just not really in use anymore, nor is this design, because this is what it looks like in the new trailer, with the black coat and the boots, which also doesn't look like this, but we know that they can wear different clothes. I'm just coming back to this, though. Beyond the Logos! Artificial Destiny Emancipator! What if it's like a simulation? What if, for some reason, the entirety of Xenoblade Chronicles X is in a simulation being run on Malos' core? Because as of right now, Malos' core is the only one that does not manifest into a being, right? Obviously, first off, let's put this on dark mode. There we go. So Pneuma is currently manifest as Pyra and Mithra. Ontos is currently... Oh, well, I was going to say... Well, is it spoilers? Have you played all the Xenoblade games? I don't want to say what happened in Future Redeemed. Ontos is currently manifest. Logos is not. So Logos could have his core crystal currently being used to run a simulation, potentially. And inside of that simulation, maybe Logos has become manifest and is walking up to people on the beach being like, imagine seeing you here, buckaroo. Maybe. Let's put this on dark mode too. There we go. All is right in the world. At the end of the day, I just don't know. For sure. And that's going to drive me nuts. I'm worried that I'm building this up so much in my own head. This theory, this idea. Because we've already heard the Japanese voices don't match. But the English ones do.
Meet me at the place of your awakening. Fancy seeing you here.
I'm building myself up for severe disappointment when I play X, and this has nothing to do. They don't connect in any way. All right, and we just need to accept that and carry on with our lives. But that comment got me thinking. What does Beyond the Logos Artificial Destiny Emancipator mean? What does it mean? It just feels like too much of a coincidence. It feels like too much of a coincidence. And I don't know. Comment down below and let me know what you think. All I've done here is I've pulled out different puzzle pieces. I haven't even assembled them into a picture. I'm just presenting it to you to see what your thoughts are. So comment down below and let me know. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I will see you later. Goodbye.